Okay, so I'm trying to do as quick a video as possible to help you guys battle the war on fleas. I recently moved and encountered the nasty little super ninja vampires myself, and they've been attacking my dog since I moved. And it's been interesting. And so I've kind of compiled a list here, and I'm going to share it with you about the things you need to do in order to combat the flea problem. Obviously you have a pet and you have a yard. This is, or, even if you don't have a yard and you take your dog on walks, it's going to be an issue. So the key here is, fleas are really resilient. They're extremely tough. You can't let your guard down, especially during what's called flea season, which really there is no such thing as flea season. It's year round, and they are constantly trying to invade your home and invade your pet for, to continue the life cycle. So I want to keep this as simple and straightforward as possible and not waste your time, and try to keep this video really short. So number one, you got to keep yourself, your pet, and your house clean. Bottom line, you got to be vacuuming multiple times a week, at least once a week, making sure you're picking up any flea eggs or anything like that that's remaining on your pet. Number two, you need to be inspecting your pet. You need to be looking when they come in. Oh, hey, do you have fleas, right? People say, use a flea comb. No, it doesn't work for everybody, because flea combs generally work on shorter haired pets. Longer haired pets, you can have a really hard time. But you got to be inspecting, okay? Number three, you've got to try everything depending on how bad your infestation is. So for example, the things you want to try are probably, number one, in my opinion, is you want to get nematodes and spray your lawn. This is a long-term solution, but it is a natural one, and it is totally approved and safe. So you spray nematodes on the lawn. It takes a while to work. Don't expect all of a sudden your flea problems to go away. You probably should apply nematodes quite a few times, and also try to do it during moist weather or not so hot or dry weather. That's when they're going to be the most effective at eating up all the flea larvae that might be hanging around, right? So, or at least being ready to do so. They're also beneficial to just your yard and your lawn in general, okay? The next thing you can try, Diatomaceous Earth is one that a lot of people swear by. You can actually, if you want to stay natural, you can rub Diatomaceous Earth all over your pet, and they'll act as like a flea guard. When the fleas get on your pet, the Diatomaceous Earth is quite, tiny, if not microscopic, and it gets onto the flea and it eventually kills the flea. But this doesn't last very long. It might last a week or a couple days, okay? So, keep that in mind. And your pet might be irritated by it too, so that's another problem. There's sprays that you can buy that are organic and natural. Some of them use cedar oil as a base, and you can spray them on your pet. But these also don't last very long. You spray them, and they kind of wear off after a day, and they smell, right? So there's people who are okay with the smell of cedar or like it, go for it, spray away. But other people might be like, oh God, it's like so potent, And a lot of flea sprays are very strong smelling, and that's another part of the problem. Let's see what else. You got a vacuum. You want to maybe try rug treatments. There are rug treatments you can buy on Amazon that are or other stores where you can buy these flea treatments that you put on the rug, and they're supposed to be non-toxic. Typically they're orthoboric acid, which is supposed to be non-toxic, but I tried this stuff, and be careful. You need to cover up when you put it down, because the dust kicks up in your face, and it's not going to be pleasant, if not worrisome. And putting it on the rug, you need to make sure you work it into the rug. And again, don't let anybody in there until the dust settles. That's just something you got to be careful of. So again, the last part I want to cover on this is, hopefully I talked about the organic ways of handling fleas. And there's a lot of other people will talk about there's like some different kinds of oils that people use and everything, and there are varying degrees of effectiveness. So one of the ones I've used in the past that works really good and but it is only a temporary solution, and it only kills adult fleas, is a drug called Nitenpyram, which is basically a type of nicotine. And you can buy this in different forms. I don't want to be Mr. Brand guy and try to sell brands, so I'm not going to say any brands. Just look up Nitenpyram, and you can find generic brands that work just as well. And you can get these little pills, or basically capsules, that you can put in your dog's food and feed it to them, and that will kill off any biting fleas within the next 24 hours, and they literally will fall off dead, almost immediately. It's a type of nicotine. It causes the flea to basically freak out and die, similar to what a lot of other insecticides use or do, including caffeine. Believe it or not, caffeine is a type of natural insecticide that bugs that are trying to eat the berry end up getting and they die. So lastly, if it's getting bad, I hate to do this. I hate it. I admittedly hate the idea of putting some sort of insecticide on my pet, but you have to make a choice, and it's a nasty choice. It's the choice of, do I poison my dog or my cat in a way that I don't feel comfortable about, or do I let them keep having fleas and suffering from itching and scratching and things like that? So I at some point end up breaking down, and I'll use a topical solution that you basically put on the back of their neck. You want to, obviously, if you end up going this route, which again I don't necessarily condone, but at the same time I can't judge anyone for using it because it's effective. I'm sorry, the stuff works. It works really well. Fleas are going to die. You won't see fleas on your dog. You might even kill off the flea problem in your house just by doing it. So again, last resort. If you feel like you've got a really bad flea problem, especially if you feel like they're breeding or they're getting out into your house, or you've got like an infestation, you kind of just need to do it. Again, if anybody has any other alternatives that work really, really well, for me, my dog doesn't show any side effect signs from using the particular one that I've chosen to use, so I'm quite content at continuing the process. I definitely don't want to keep using it all the time if I can avoid it. Hence why I might leave him for unprotected for a couple weeks, and if I think he's scratching or fleas or anything, I'll give him a Nitenpyram to kill off any adult fleas if I think that's going to solve the problem. If it's not, well then I've got to take it up a notch. So I hope that helps everybody. Didn't want to be too long-winded, just want to get the information out. Please, if you have any of your own remedies that you think that work really good, again, it's all about effectiveness here, okay? Please be effective. Don't tell me about some snake oil that is somehow magically supposed to work and then doesn't work. By the way, you can look it up. There's so much just BS out there, including flea tags that are just total, what do you call it? They're just placebo effect on the owner. Oh my God, it might actually be working, but there's a long list of things you have to do, like clean your house and do all this other stuff before it'll actually work. So it's like, okay, whatever. So be careful about scams, and be careful about products that don't really work. If they don't work for you, help people out, report it, do product reviews, all that stuff. And again, appreciate your time. Give the video a like if you liked it. I do have an Amazon affiliate code, Urban Elemental -20. If you want to help me out, that's great. Otherwise, like I said, just keep up the fight. You can't really win the war on these little guys. They're nasty, but you can definitely get to a point where at least there's some point of there's a period of peace in your life, because it's believe me, it'll drive you nuts. So thanks again, and have a nice day.